Hey guys, it is me, Laura, and I just thought I was going to show you real quick what we do for homeschool for Samuel. He is 3.5, and we do a very loose preschool kind of homeschool, and I'll show you how it works here. But we're actually using the kindergarten curriculum from My Father's World, which I know it seems odd to use a kindergarten curriculum, but I'll show you how it all works. But this is what we're using, and basically when you open up, I'll show you mostly from the next unit that we're going to do, but when you open up the unit, they have everything scheduled as a 6-day schedule. They have their language, arts, and math, different activities that go with the theme. They have suggested read-alouds and activities you can do, and they have, with each unit, they have an item from nature or a thing from nature, something. This unit is leaves, and what we can learn from the leaf is I will live and grow in Jesus, and then they have a memory verse for parents as well, and then the way it's laid out is they've got songs and things you can do for calendar time and Bible activities and just more details on what you can do, and that's kind of how their program is laid out. So what I do is I take that and I use that as my guide, and I translate it into this. And this is what we use. They have these little cards that go with each of the themes, like for when it's dinosaurs, you're learning big and small, God made them all. Well, here's the leaf one. So what I'll do is I have the leaf. Ooh, let's see if I can focus. There we go. I will live and grow in Jesus, and I write on the back what the verse is. And I take these 6 days and break them up into 2 weeks. So we do 3 days a week. I do not do everything on there. I don't try and push as much of the language arts, like the phonics and things like that. Don't push as hard. But what I've done basically is we have our phonics activities. So for this day we would do the letter box, which is you have an envelope with pictures and things. No. I'm getting that confused. That's the picture box. The letter box, I do a, for each unit, for Timothy, to kind of include him, I'll do a century bin with things that start with the letter or things that are based on that unit. And that way he can just play with it, Samuel can play with it, and it's just kind of fun. And then we'll, for example, introduce the letter with flashcards, and here we'll do a tactile letter activity, and we'll do finger paint here. We sing the ABC song, and the picture box is pictures that start with the letter that we're learning, and another song we sing. And anyway, they can write on the whiteboard or with chalk, or anyway, there's all these activities that can be done. So this is kind of the phonics area, and we'll have ones too, like walking on the letter and things like that, and we make pancakes with letters and all sorts of fun things. And then this is kind of the theme activity that we do here. So here we will read about leaves. Let me focus that a little better for you. There we go. And then we'll collect leaves, and there's an activity on page 36 that we're going to do, and so we go that. We'll do a leaf rubbing, and then this is usually the literature-based book. This usually tells more. The first book usually tells more about whatever it is we're learning about. And this book is more of like a fun book, and we usually will have an activity that goes with that book. And then we make a badge. The badges come from the program. Let's see if I can find them in here. I don't know, they're in here somewhere. But we don't really do the badges. We've been using paper plates or whatever. So like for the first unit it was a sun. So we made a sun, and then we put the little quote like this on the sun, and we hung it up on our wall. And then we did a moon. And so we'll talk about what we've been learning, because the sun was Jesus is the light of the world, and the moon was I am the light of the world. And anyway, we have those hung up, and we'll use them from time to time to review what we've learned, the letters, to review the memory verses, and to review the little statement that we have. And because we take 2 weeks, we do learn this, which is all that they recommend doing in the curriculum. But we have 2 weeks, so we also learn the verse as well, and then we'll review them during worships and stuff. So we have these, and here we'll make a tree and glue real leaves to a paper trunk. So this is just, and then here we have all the things that we do for Bible, which sometimes it comes from the book, sometimes I do more. And then I have listed extra activities, so eat lettuce and other leaves. So anyway, these are activities that relate. I also have a lot of workbooks and worksheets. Samuel really likes to do them. He'll go through phases where he'll do them nonstop, and I have to stop him because he's just going too fast, and he's going faster than he can actually keep up with the skills. And then there's other times he's not interested. So we just kind of do it as he needs to. Then we have like some classical music stuff that came with the curriculum that we can do, and anyway, all sorts of stuff. So the way that we do this is I have 3 days worth, and Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday are usually the days that I try and do something, but it's very much like I have these things ready, and if we have a free moment or we have some time where Samuel wants to do something, we do it. And the way that it practically plays out, sometimes we hardly do anything at all during a week. Sometimes we'll do like 2 or 3 days worth in one day. It's all very much led by him. Sometimes we don't do activities here at all. Sometimes we do more. It's just really very much like, okay, Samuel wants to do something with me. Oh, good, I have something planned. Okay, we can do this. And so that's kind of the way that it is. So it's really nice. It's very laid back. And I call it school. I feel like it's too loose to call it school. But it helps me because on rainy days or days when Samuel's bored or days when we want to spend one-on-one time, we can do that, and there's things planned and ready to go. And one thing I also did is this book has a really neat, the teacher's guide. In the back, it has, for each of the units, different books, like different books that just are nonfiction and books that are fiction that you can read with each of the units. And so what I did, and they have a book each time that's recommended for like the literature part, and then they have activities that go with that. I usually choose a different book and come up with my own activities, but what I do is I go through and I pick out all the books that I want ahead of time, and then like a tree is nice, I put a star beside it because that's what I'm using for my literature book, so I need that one. And then these are just a bunch of other books about leaves that I think Samuel will like. I go ahead and look up online for our library where to find it, and then it's just bam, time to go to the library. I grab this. I get a couple units at a time because you check out books for a month at our library and you can get 30 at a time. So I'll check out 2 units worth of books, and then I have everything that I need to go, and it's easy and prepared and done. And so that's kind of how we do it, and Samuel seems to really like it. Like if you look here with the moon, we did a little less with the moon than we did with the sun, but we did most of this stuff. We did what the moon sees, what the sun sees. We did all of the Bible activities. We didn't do this one, which I'm sad, which is fun. You make a model of the moon surface and like make craters and flowers so they can learn how the flower was. But one of the books we got, what was it? I don't remember what it was called because it was something I found that I didn't have on my list. He loved it. We read it over and over again. He talked all about wanting to be an astronaut. So instead of doing some of these activities, we looked into more about astronauts, which is also what's really fun about this, because I have things planned, but if Samuel's really interested in something else, we can do that as well. But I'm really liking this curriculum. I love it because it's very flexible. It gives me kind of a guide, but if I wanted to, because the way we're doing it, I could even go back once we've made it through this the first time and do it again with some of the harder stuff for his kindergarten if I wanted to. But I also have here, it also has worksheets, so I have them all separated by letter, and sometimes I'll print additional stuff off. And so some of the worksheets are way too hard, some of them are good for him, and so I've just got them all separated. And if I find something else along that theme or that letter that will go great, I'll stick it back there. And it's fun, and we have extra stuff we use, like these are action animal alphabet cards I got from online, and so you just print off the letters. And there's an activity for each one, and so I'll have him draw a stick to find out how many times we're missing number 2, but to find out how many times we do it, and then he draws a card, and we'll go through and do our letters, and we just have fun. So it's not like a set time that we do this every day. We don't do it every day. We just kind of go with the flow, and this has worked really well for us. Like I said, I hesitate to even call it homeschool because it's just more like, yay, I have things planned and ready to do, but it's cool because the themes here, I really love how it doesn't just like touch on biblical teachings, but it's all like wrapped up and very much Like, that's the starting point, is what the Bible is saying. And then look how we can learn more about God through nature. And I really love that because it shapes our conversation, and it's just awesome. But anyway, this is way longer than I intended it to be. So I will let you go. Let me know if you guys have any questions. But that is how we are doing homeschool. Talk to you later. Bye.